Hi, my name is Robert Shelley, and I'm an attorney with Shelley Law and the founder of After Residency. And I assist physicians with employment contract and residency issues. Today, I'm going to talk about how to find a great job out of training, so for residents and fellows. So, I think of jobs as kind of like one of three routes. So, you have the money route, you have the training route, and then you have the lifestyle route. And I'll kind of break down the three of those. And these are kind of the three ways that people can come out of training and find a great job. So the money route simply means you find the job that pays you the most amount of money, including the ancillary benefits. So the signing bonus, student loan repayment, moving expenses, base salary, productivity incentives, all of these things could add up to you making the most amount of money possible in the shortest period of time. For some people coming out of training, this is the number one most important thing. I want to come out of training. I want to make the most amount of money I can. I want to pay off my loans. And then after however long that takes, 3, 4, 5 years, then I can move on to maybe a better geographic location, or maybe a place that provides a better lifestyle. So that's kind of the money route. The training route is more important for, I'd say, some specialties than others. There are some people who just want to be in the position where they're going to be around the best physicians in their specialty and be provided the best training environment. Now, for some specialties, this really isn't going to matter. So like for some surgical specialties, this is the absolute number one thing. And so for those type of people, finding an environment where they're going to learn as much as possible, be around brilliant physicians is extraordinarily important to them. Usually that would be in some kind of academic environment, or one of the more well-known hospitals. But that could be a place where you go, you learn as much as you can, you soak it all up, and then after, once again, 3, 4, 5 years, you decide to go out on your own and start doing your own thing, or maybe move on to a different hospital where you'll be paid more. But that's the training route. And then the last route's the lifestyle route. So you want to find a place where they're just not going to just slam you all the time. So the call requirements are, if you have call at all, are reasonable. The hours spent is not going to just kill you. Once again, this is kind of specialty dependent. But even if you're in primary care or pediatrics, how many patients are you going to be expected to see in a day? Is it 20, which is a reasonable amount, or is it 35 or 40, which is crazy? So that's another consideration. So lifestyle, just kind of how much time you're going to have outside of work. Now let's break down how to find great jobs for all three of these. So first, the money route. If you are a physician who wants to make the most amount of money possible, moving into a community that's very difficult to recruit to in a rural environment is going to make you the most amount of money, and it's just a reality. So if you want to move to San Diego or Phoenix or Miami, warm weather locations that everybody wants to live and work in, you are not going to make the most amount of money. If you go into rural Idaho or Alaska, or a small farm town in, eastern Ohio, these are the communities that are in dire need of physicians. This is also specialty dependent as well. And these are the communities that will pay more to get someone into their community. And they can do this through huge signing bonuses, huge student loan repayment, bigger salaries, higher productivity incentives. So if you're looking to make the most amount of money possible, that's where you need to look, in these smaller communities that are difficult to recruit to, that just can't get physicians to come in. Maybe they're having to pay for locums to come in, which is extraordinarily expensive for any kind of hospital. So that's where you want to look if you want to make the most amount of money possible. Now, training, this is pretty self-explanatory. Just look for any of the big academic institutions, or if you know of certain physicians, that like specific physicians you want to work with, reach out to those places. These are difficult to get, obviously, due to a number of reasons. If there are plenty of people who just want to be around, the other brilliant physicians. You can teach them things they can't learn anywhere else. And so there's a lot of competition for those positions. You also very likely will not make even nearly as much money as you could if you went out into private practice, that type of thing. But this is probably the one that I don't need to explain how to find these types of jobs. And they almost always require some kind of relationship. So if you have no kind of, touches, you don't know anyone in the program, you didn't train with anyone, where you're looking, these are very difficult to find. So relationships are the most important thing when you're trying to find a great training environment. And then last, lifestyle. And this could be anywhere. So this is very job specific. But when you're looking for a job that'll provide a better lifestyle, you need to ask the questions that I've already asked. What are my call responsibilities? How many patients am I going to see a day if I'm kind of an outpatient practice? How many AHPs, so PAs or NPs, does the employer have? They can make your job a lot easier. How much staff is there? Am I going to have an MA? Am I going to have a scribe? Does the RN always come in and do the H&Ps? Like how much support you have from the practice with the ancillary providers or staff is going to make your job a lot easier. So these are all the questions you need to ask. Very specifically, how many patients am I supposed to see? How many days am I supposed to work? Those types of things. If you drill down, you can really find out whether an organization will be a good working environment. And then the other way that you can find out is ask the other physicians at the practice. When you go in an interview and you're talking to some of the other associates or maybe new partners, ask them, how would you consider your lifestyle? Do you think you have a good balance? Would you consider yourself overworked? These are all things that I'm shocked sometimes when I talk to someone when I'm reviewing their contract, and I say, well, when you spoke to the other physicians at the practice, what did they say about this and this and this? And they say, oh, I didn't ask them anything. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you have to use every resource when looking into new jobs, and talking to the people that are there is extraordinarily important. Now, it's very unlikely that you're going to find a bunch of physicians just completely bad-mouthing the employer. But if you do, it's an enormous red flag and you need to run away as soon as possible. But talk to the people that are there and find out how they like working there and what their lifestyle is like. So if you can identify where you want to go and then ask the right questions, you can find a terrific job that suits your needs. If you have any questions about employment agreements, feel free to contact my law firm at the phone number listed below in the description. You can reach us through the website link below. We have a ton of videos on the channel about resident and fellowship related issues and finding a new job. I suggest you take a look around the channel. You might find another video that you find informative. Appreciate you watching the video. Take care.